Hey there, and welcome to the third video of me hiking across Tenerife. If you haven't seen the other videos, you can find them over here. But if you have, we can just move on and watch the third day. First thing I saw after getting up was this funny looking duck. And I tried to sneak up to it and film it, but it wasn't necessary because, as you can see, it got really close to me and watched everything I did. So this little fella was really curious about me packing up my camp, and I was wondering if this is some kind of domesticated duck or if it's a normal animal you can find on this island. Maybe you know it. If you do, please write it down in the comments. I'm curious to know if this is some kind of normal endeavor when you cross the island. Yeah, I found this is the easiest way to clean the tent. Just turn it upside down and shake a little bit to get rid of all the stones and the sand. A lot of folks, when they start their hike in the morning, when it's still a little bit cold, putting on a sweater and maybe an additional jacket, which I don't really get. I prefer hiking or start my hike with a shirt, and even if it's a little bit cold, after a few minutes of hiking you warm up and then you don't have to stop and change again. So yeah, I really don't like to go too warm. On this third day I was pretty much finished with the coastline, and now I had to turn towards the inland and pretty much went south all the time, away from the coast, away from the beach. And you can hear the sound of the waves for a pretty long time in this video, but after some while you might recognize that the sound of the waves and the ocean is gone. This particular shot took really long to set up, so I got rid of my backpack and had to walk a very big arc around the rocks, maybe 500-600 meters, set up the camera, zoomed in a lot, and then I had to walk back all the way and then hike up again because I wanted to have another shot like I already had in the video of the second day, just to show how tiny the person in this huge landscape can be. In this area was a little bit more challenging than before because I had to do quite some climbing, and the climate was pretty muggy. It was really heavy and damp air. It was quite hard to breathe, especially when climbing uphill. After about 1.5 hours, I reached this little village, which was pretty cute, and that was my first stop. Had some break, ate some sausage again, and I went to a very little shop in there where I bought a can of Coke, and of course I had to pay the tourist price for it, but I didn't care since it was a really nice break, the first break of the day. After the short break in the village, I had to climb a lot again, but now the climate changed a bit. It got way easier to breathe because the air cleaned up, the sun came out, and even though it got way hotter, it was way more comfortable to hike in these conditions than in the muggy air which I had for the first 2 hours of the hike. My favorite shot of the day. This is why I used it for the thumbnail. This is my favorite solution to protect my neck from the sun. I just put one of my shirts under my head and then I'm good to go. But as you can see, right after shooting the scene where I put on my shirt for sun protection, I could remove it again because I got into some deep forest where it wasn't necessary anymore. I've never seen flowers like this. The blossoms turned upside down, but it seems like this is the way they grow. Because I was running out of batteries, I stopped by in this little town called Taborno, sat down at a restaurant, ordered a drink, because I wanted to be able to sit there and charge everything, and after about an hour I moved on. As you can hear from the sound of the chainsaws, there were a lot of rangers cutting down trees, and that meant that at some points the trail was closed and I had to do a little detour to move forward into the direction I wanted to go. While I tried to charge my batteries in the restaurant, as you saw, I recognized that I was not really managing them well, so I had some of the camera settings set up not in the best way, so I was wasting a lot of energy. And this is why I decided to go to another restaurant and fully recharge everything. And because this took way more time, I decided to stay there for a while and have dinner before I moved on with optimized camera settings. I got to this ridge pretty close to sunset and it looked amazing. I could have stayed there, but since it was pretty exposed, I decided to walk on. And the good thing is the days were pretty long at that time, so there was like 14 hours of daytime. So I decided to move on a bit and find a better place to set up my camp. Then, right before the onset of darkness, I found some farmland which seemed abandoned, and I decided to set up my tent over there, look carefully around if there was anybody who could spot me, but looked fine, and so I had a place to stay for the night. So this has been day number 3 of the 8 days hike across Tenerife. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to write them down in the comments. I'm happy to reply. And if you liked the video, give a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss any further videos. See you in the next one.